we going, Sam? Hold on, I'm trying to get it all set up. Oh, motherfucker. I'm sure it's going to be real crappy anyway. How are you doing today, Sam? Move it closer. I'm going to try it. Move it closer, see what happens. That's too fucking far. Yep. Oh, alright, let's. Alright, let's try. Not close enough. Yeah, I don't have to fucking medium. Let's see if that works. Still probably gonna be pretty bad because my stupid ass internet. Completely horrible, but it's not great either. How are you doing today, Mike? It's kind of chilly here today. Yesterday was chilly and we got into the 70s, so hopefully that's what I'll do today too, and I'll be able to go out and take a walk. But yesterday I went out and took a walk. So I don't know how good you can see it because my internet's not that great, but it looks like it's fairly good. Not as horrible as it normally is, which is kind of nice. Can't wait till the new update comes. I haven't got it yet because I'm on the Xbox. Hopefully it'll come this week. It's probably my internet that's messing up, not yours. And it just look, if my internet's not that great, so it screws up the way people can see my videos. Kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. But we're like a mile, like over a mile away from the closest internet tower from here. Try to find some seeds. I'm gonna plant a bunch of trees in a couple days on here. Keep collecting the seeds. What kind of games do you play, Sam? Oh, there's a seed. Oh, shit. Come on, trying to figure out a streaming service, so I'm downloading it on my computer. So I can start streaming a little bit more. I gotta get one that I understand, because most of them I don't understand. Man, berries. Gotta get berries this week. Yeah, today was a berry day on the game. You gotta get some berries. Make that money. The little blue ones that are berries. If they have little blue on the berries. Light off. Maybe if I turn that one light off, it won't be so bad. I'll get you guys to see a blur from this one light. See if that helps anything. How's it going, nowhere? Hopefully you have a good day too. At nighttime you can't see me at all on here. Get the glow ring, but I just restarted the game, so I don't have a glow ring yet. Bills an item I need for the community center. Apparently, you can only get at nighttime. Definitely hard to fuck see at night. I think you're struck with low rank. Low spell rank. I didn't have any iron bars yet, so I think it makes it. $1,000 a day. That's pretty good. Later on, when you get better watering tools, watering more every individual one at a time. So freaking boring. I think it gets better.
Are you self-employed, looking for an affordable way to file your taxes this year? Look no further. With Free Tax USA, your federal filing is always free, and state returns are under $20, no matter your tax situation. Our advanced features, like W-2 imports and IRS e-filing, make tax season a breeze. Free
all of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It don't matter if you did.
What we're looking at right here are feds raiding one of Diddy's homes. They're in his Miami house. They're in his LA house. Later in this footage right there, these are his sons they got detained right there. See, that's his kid right there. That's running. And they're looking around, they're all, well, why are they here? Is it because my dad shot some guy in front of me and then they had some fixer like Ray Donovan come in and fix it up? Because that happened. I know what they're looking for. You raid a house, you're looking for evidence. You need to arrest somebody, you put out an arrest warrant and you go get them. You raid houses, you're looking for specific evidence, and I know what they're looking for. I'm going to tell you this video. Now, we're going to go through every single accusation that Diddy has faced in his entire career since 1990. As I was recording this story just broke. Diddy's alleged drug mule arrested as feds intercept rapper's private jet in Miami. And now, when I just got into this story, he is done. Diddy's finished. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, I already recorded most of this video. So once we get through what I had done, I'm going to go through an itemized list of all the accusations against Diddy from 1990 all the way to now. And then we're going to do this story about the drug mule getting popped. So that's what's going down. It's going to be a long video, but it's all good stuff. Let's get after it. You ever think about what it would be like when something happens and your entire life goes from this to that, just like that? You know, my life was this, and then this happened, and all of a sudden my life is that. It could happen in both directions. You know what I mean? Like, win the lottery, as an example. You know?
Well, the first thing you should do is not do the shit Diddy did. That was fucked up. And Diddy did some pretty stupid ass stuff and dumb shit. And he should not have did it. But he did because, well, he's an idiot.
You're a person working at 9 to 5, you buy a Mega Millions ticket and you win. You're like, wait, what the take home? It's like 220 million. You're like, and you just like try to wrap your brain around what your life is going to be now. What's the exact opposite of that? What's the exact opposite of a 9 to 5 person winning $220 million in Mega Millions? I'm talking post-tax too. Anyway, what's the exact opposite? Is you're P. Diddy and you've been Diddy worth hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars for the last, I don't know, 30 years. And then, poof, it's all gone and you're going to jail. Not only going to jail, well, either go to jail or he's going to go sit in a non-extradition country for the rest of his life because he is not going to get out of this. So, obviously, I'm sure that you've known by now, or maybe this is the first you're hearing about it, Diddy has fled the country, it sounds like. At least his jet fled the country. And it looks like he's in Antigua because he got his Miami home raided and his LA home raided. By the feds, and not just by the feds. Anytime a federal agency raids someone, you need to hear who the agency is so that you know what they're probably looking for. If it's the FBI, it can be anything. You know? If it's the FBI, and
well, he knew the raid was coming. I think that's why he left the United States. So he for sure knew this raid was coming. Like somebody higher up tipped him off. Let him know that his houses were both about to be raided. So definitely here.
And it's not in conjunction with the DEA that you can probably axe drugs. Most likely, I actually don't even know if I should say that. FBI, I'm sure those drugs too. But you would think they would be in coordination with the DEA and drugs. But in many cases, you know what it is. You know, it's DEA, you know exactly what it is, right? So in this case, it was the feds in conjunction with HSI. And if you don't know what that is, it's the people who enforce human trafficking. So Diddy's life, we'll go through the accusations that led up to this, and then we'll go through the current state of affairs and all that, and probably a lot more. And when someone gets their homes raided, what that means, they're looking for evidence, and I'm going to tell you what they're looking for this video because I can tell you almost unequivocally for sure what they're looking for. That's what we're going to do. But before we do, I want to thank Sheath Underwear. Sheath has all kinds of different styles and colors and looks, but all of them have one thing in common. It is the Sheath package where you tuck everything in there. I like a tight package. I like to keep things in control. That's why I use Sheath Underwear. And on this channel, as you know, every month we give away a free pair of Jordans. This month I'm going to give away Jordans. Go ahead and go to FIRE. Send a receipt to realjesseonfire@gmail. You can enter to win a free pair of Jordans on top of getting the best underwear in the game. They're also the official sponsor of the UFC now, which is important. One thing that is incredibly important to note is that these feds raiding his house. What that means is that they've got him. And I'll tell you how I know that. It's because the federal conviction rate is so high when the feds put a case on you compared to like a state case or a city, like a district attorney, whatever. When the feds are the ones putting the case together, you go down. It's as simple as that. Like think about like John Gotti in the 80s. He was like, he's the Teflon Don. He keeps on beating these cases. None of those were the FBI. As soon as the FBI brought a case against him, he was finished. The very first one, right? They always said that. They're like, Teflon Don, they're like, wait till we bring our case. And exactly what happened. You end up with life in prison. When the feds put a case on you, you make a deal or you go down. It's like, and the threat of such a high conviction rate is incredibly important to the fear that they put into suspects that they're going after. They don't do big public raids like this if they don't have by the balls already. You know what I mean? Like this is a very public thing that they did. They did not.
I think the main reason they went after P. Diddy is to go after somebody bigger. Like I don't think he's the main person they're after. I think they're after somebody bigger than him, which is kind of crazy to think that there's possibly people above him in this deal. I think that's what for sure happening. Somebody's above him.
They've got him on something. But yeah, like I said, I think I know exactly what we're talking about. But first, let's just take a look at this one. So this is it. This is them taking like that's his kid. These are his kids right there. You can see in the video. And apparently they got released, but not before they realized that their trust fund might not be as big as they were hoping. So their life, speaking of lives that just changed, you know, you're Diddy's kid. Like think about that, dude. Diddy is a guy who I would assume is probably pretty strong to have been able to like do all the things he's done. Like just mentally strong, even though it's going to be an absolutely night to day difference, and it's going to break his ego, and he's going to be in jail, and he's going to like it's just going to be the worst thing ever. But his kid, the kids of people like that are soft. That's a soft-handed little guy who's walked around, probably flexes on people all the time because Diddy's kid, like in this story right here, which is almost certainly going to be in the indictment if it's true. In the filing that Lil Rod made, where he made all these accusations on Diddy, and this one he specifically had a bunch of evidence about it. He said that Diddy and his son shot Justin's friend, identified the complaint as a 30-year-old named G in the abdomen and near his leg or hip area in a bathroom at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles in September 22. He claimed that G has since disappeared. The complaint, which included pictures purported to show a bloody bathroom, said the shooting followed an argument involving Diddy, Justin, and G during a writers and producers camp at the studio. The three moved to a nearby bathroom just 2 feet away from Lil Rod when multiple shots were fired, at which point the producer feared being shot through the door, according to the complaint. It then added that Diddy and Justin left the bathroom while G remained on the floor and that multiple people then crowded around the door. In an effort to help G, Lil Rod applied pressure to his wound, propped him up on the toilet, and urged the surrounding bystanders to call for an ambulance, according to the complaint. Lil Rod then carried G to an ambulance in front of the studio as Diddy and his son disappeared to another part of the studio. He said that G was physically incapable of walking and that Lil Rod had to carry him to the ambulance. Mr. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Okay, so that right there happened in 2022, right? So call it, call that like a year and a half ago, probably. Think about being Diddy's kid. Like Diddy's kid, he doesn't know anything about actual law enforcement. You know what I mean? Like he's never faced any charges. He's never seen his dad face any charges. He knows nothing about how this actually works. And so after a year and a half, no one came to ring you up. Like, let's say maybe Diddy's kid shot the lab, right? Maybe Diddy shot the lab, and nothing's happened for 18 months. So this pampered little shit thinks they got away with it. Like, that's just one major example of probably exactly how this kid's life is. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't realize he has no power. He's not with his dad. So he's soft, but he thinks he's hard. He's going to find out the hard way what it's like to live without your daddy. And when you're already as old as he is, he's going to be a wrecked human being. Okay? He's going to have to start building character right now with no money and a completely disgraced father. Good luck. Think about kids like that. They've been walking around like punking people their whole life. Bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You want to get it? They have no understanding that their chest is out like that because they have people behind them. It's like because they don't know any different. I don't know what it is that's so satisfying about thinking about little pampered guys who walk around with everybody and their lives. I'm not a perfect person. I shouldn't get satisfaction from that. But those options are good here.
The raids were directly executed by Southern District of New York for alleged human trafficking. As far as reactions on social media, Diddy instantly trended online, with several notable people reacting to the news, including Diddy's longtime critic 50 Cent. On X, 50 would go on the right, now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. Didn't come like that.
There you go. I hadn't even seen that yet. That's acceptable. Look at me and 50 Cent knowing things. 50 knows better than me. They don't come unless they've got you. That's exactly what I was saying. The feds do not go public unless they've got you. They've got him. So he's finished. Diddy is finished. That's crazy. Crazy. You know what we got to talk about too is the Tupac case and whether or not they're going to bring that on, because when they started talking about Tupac killed Diddy, Diddy killed Tupac. I looked at that and just almost like laughed. I'm like, dude, there's no way they're not coming for Diddy. He would have gotten got by now if they haven't tried in case he makes them decide to do it. Now, especially, they might bring him up on a RICO. Seriously, they might, like, this might be a RICO case. Think about all the stuff that they've got, because if it's a RICO case, they're just throwing in predicates. The way a RICO case works, which is the racketeer influenced corrupt organizations, racketeering influenced corrupt organizations. And how that works is, instead of trying you for each individual crime, if you are deemed to be a criminal organization like the mafia, that's how they took out mafia across the country. They've tried to do it on a lot of outlaw biker clubs, which is well there. But they just go, you're a criminal organization. Okay, so we're charging with RICO, and then they go through and they're like, we can prove, narcotics trafficking, human trafficking, murder. And so you don't have to prove each one as well as you would have had to if you're trying them as individual charges, right? It's all under one umbrella, and it makes the burden of proof much lower on the prosecution. So, bottom line though, listen, if you want to know what they're looking for? They're looking for those tapes, okay? They're looking for the tapes, because a lot of the accusations come back to, stuff like deviant stuff, like, he was taping this celebrity with dudes. He was taping, and like the case that he settled with his girlfriend, she's like, yeah, he was forcing me to sleep with male escorts, and he was filming it. There's all these guys, everybody's saying that he filmed all this stuff, right? He has all these tapes on the celebrities. Okay, that's what they're looking for. That's what they're in those houses looking for. They're looking for the tapes. Because if they are doing a human trafficking case, and the charges that he was forcing people, that he was drugging people and then getting them to do XYZ, and then he's filming it, they're looking for those tapes, right? And also you gotta ask yourself, what are they gonna do with those tapes if they find them, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of people like if you think about how they handled the Epstein thing, there was, I don't know if they scrubbed the internet on this or not, but there absolutely was federal agents, there were federal agents on Epstein Island that went into all the buildings and all that stuff. They came out carrying boxes, as far as I understand it. And yet, somehow, they raided all his properties. None of those tapes came out. There are tapes. We all know there are tapes, and yet they've never seen the light of day. So, here is how you can expect this to go, right? Now, if you think that people who are high in government or have been high in government do not have influence over what those public and the federal agents get evidence on gay public people. You're crazy. Look at the Justice Smollett story, okay? As an example, the woman who was trying to help them, and this ended up getting exposed, was Michelle Obama's chief of staff. This is very verifiable. If you're a Democrat, you've never heard about this, this is easy to verify. Justice Smollett's family was in contact with Michelle Obama's chief of staff, and she was trying to get the city to move the case over to the feds. They wanted to get the case moved away from the district attorney over to the feds. And you gotta ask yourself, why does she want the FBI to take over the case, right? Why do you think that is? Because they can control the FBI, obviously. You know what I mean? Like they lost, that's the situation they lost control. You gotta ask yourself too, why did they care? You know, like what do they care about some 2-bit actor doing a fake race hoax? You know, but when you consider the nature of the race hoax, and then you kind of backstep into who, you know, is this just a random actor? It's like, no, it's not actually. It's an actor whose family has Michelle Obama's chief of staff's cell phone number. And it's a family that's on the stage at DNC events. Like, this is not an unconnected family, you know? So they maybe put their kid, you know, I mean, who knows? Maybe someone put them up to it because you got an anti-lynching bill that hit the Congress floor the next day. Weird. Oh yeah, I was, someone attempted to put a rope around my neck and they were wearing MAGA hats. It's like, someone should have asked before they were like, okay, yeah, you know, we should have Justin do it. It's like, hey, is he a complete retard? Or what? Like, well, you're asking him to do something that requires at least a little bit of brain power to be able to relate with that. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say he's like not a retard.
Yeah, but Jesse got away with it. He only served like what, 3 fucking days in jail or some shit?
So he is a retard, though. Well, I wouldn't call him retarded, but he's definitely like not. He's definitely like not retarded. Well, so he is. Well, I wouldn't say he is, but he's not. So you think he can pull it off? Of course, man. Everybody wants to believe it. We got the media on our side. It's like, all right, cool. He's all. And they're all, hey, you want to go over the plan with us, Jesse? He's like, I'm going to do it at 2:20 in the morning. It's going to be negative 14 degrees, and I'm going to hire 2 black dudes to play white guys, and I'll have them run my guys and stuff. And you know. Should be good. Like, all right, what about the noose? So I'm gonna actually just have like a random little string. You know, you realize nooses are made with rope. He's like, well, yeah, you know, maybe like we'll do the best we can. Like, that's not rope, that's string. Well, I'll just leave it on my neck so that when the police get there, they can actually see. There it goes, it is right there. It's like, this is not a good plan, Jesse. You're gonna get caught. Okay, you're gonna get caught. Idiot. But yeah, so when you consider that story, and then you consider who might be on the Diddy tapes, the feds are anxious to go get those tapes. Maybe part of it is to put Diddy in jail. Actually, a lot of it is to put Diddy in jail. But another part is to make sure that Jay-Z doesn't end up on the news. You know what I mean? Or anybody else who might be on it that they like. You know, people who are very valuable to the party, because there's a lot of leadership in a lot of those celebrities, and if you get a tape someone who helps drive votes this direction, you know, engaged in some kind of heavily deviant behavior. You know? Like, let's say hypothetically, and I am absolutely not saying that Jay-Z is on these tapes, but let's say hypothetically that Jay-Z was on a tape with his face in between the cheeks of somebody that he shouldn't have had his face in between the cheeks of, right? And then he goes on TV and he's like, we need to endorse this candidate. We should definitely vote for this candidate because this one is racist. How influential is he going to be if the last time you saw his, you know, here's his face now telling you to vote for someone, but the last time you saw his face, it was in between some spreads of not very influential. And so when they raid the houses and they go get those tapes, that tape is getting burned.
Yeah, that tape will disappear for sure.
Because
100%.
tapes, they got those too. 100%. No one ever saw them. I wonder how they got them. Is it possible that maybe Epstein traded the tapes and they're walking out the back door of jail and he's on an island somewhere with plastic surgery. I'm just saying, maybe he's dead. And now, probably the most fun part of the video, we're going to go through every single accusation that's been filed against Diddy since 1990. And after this, we're going to go through the drug deal getting arrested because he is finito. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall allegedly sexually assaulted an unnamed victim and a friend after a music industry event that beat her several days later when he confronted her. Nice. Sounds like a good guy. He's like, yeah, take it from him, man. Take it. She's like,
No fucking.
what you guys do?
No, you gotta let
I
it
didn't
finish.
like it all.
The fuck?
Wait till you see what you do now. He's a piece of shit. Okay. I'm just gonna honestly, for the record, as I read all of these, I'm gonna assume all of them are true because I think they probably are. So.
What's up, whoever's on? Another fucking.
Hassan is having a mental breakdown because he's losing viewership. Now, if you're actually one of the lobotomites that watches this guy, I pray for you. I really do. But it seems that people are slowly inserting their brains back into their heads and realizing that this guy is full of shit. Now, Hassan is a trust fund socialist who has some of the worst takes on the entire planet. If you guys remember, the last time I talked about him on my main channel was when he was defending a bunch of rioters from beating and robbing an old man on the street. Truly an intellectual titan on the side of justice over here. Anyways, today he randomly started crying in his Discord about his viewership, and it's honestly hilarious. Here we got a tweet. Hassan is having a mental breakdown in his Discord over his declining viewership. Here's the first message. I'm so sad. I think the streams are bangers, but people just don't see them. Now, if you ever refer to a Hassan stream as a banger, I want you to know that your parents have failed you in several ways. And you might, I'm not saying anything, you might have a brain tumor. Just saying. My guy, what are you saying? You sit on stream for 10 hours a day, literally eating food, reacting to other people's videos. This dude is literally the male Pokemon. There's an actual meme about him that's posted pretty much everywhere. Live Hassan reaction, because he's literally not there. He has this thing where he refuses to pause videos, because the thing about streaming is that if you're not constantly on, people will leave, right? People will, because these are some, I don't know, ADHD kids or whatever. So if he pauses the video, he loses like 5,000 viewers or something, because people are obviously there for the he's reacting to or whatever. And he's so obsessed with having a high viewership and so insecure about that count that he refuses to pause the video, and essentially Like even when he's going to the toilet or going somewhere, he just leaves it on. And that's really shitty to the creator he's actually reacting to, you know? Okay, comment number 2, we used to be a community. I hate what my community is becoming. Womp womp, dude. Wasn't this guy the same reject that was crying literally a month ago about how streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 job and how streaming is more mentally draining?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Jobs. Like people say God doesn't make mistakes, but then we have Hassan. So I don't know about that one, dude. Like he said, we used to be a community. Like this dude had the nicest community on the planet over here. Like when people think of good communities, we think of Hassanabi over here. Also, can I just point out that if you hate what your community is becoming, it's probably your fault because your community reflects the streamer, especially in the Twitch space. So if you don't like them, you probably just don't like yourself. They probably use the same sort of twisted logic you do when arguing with people, you know, and that probably pisses you off. Now, probably one of the best messages here, I swear Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content, it's about whether people want to pay attention to you or not in cloud. All that shit was a banger, and 13K watch like I'm in gaming at 8 p.m. This guy is actually crying over getting 13,000 viewers live. Oh my god, this dude is the type of guy in class, right? To get a 99 score, and then he'll go up in class in front of everybody and go to the teacher and be like, "Wee, what did I..."
This guy seems like a real stupid bitch, is what he seems like.
Really? I suck, guys. I don't even study. Like, dude, stop being such a bitch, man. You have the best job in the world. You sit on your ass doing nothing, and your community is so absolutely cultish that you don't even have to worry about ever getting canceled. You can literally say the most outrageous imaginable, and people do not care. Because I don't know what shrooms you have them on, but you got them under a spell. Like, you can say the stupidest ever, and they just don't care, dude. I mean, I can't possibly think of a better gig than that. Also, I just love the absolute irony over here of Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content, and this guy coming to a realization that he's not special at all. Dude, everything on the internet, like just because you have a following on the internet doesn't mean you're hot, doesn't mean you're better than everybody. The amount of idiots that are so popular beyond belief, it should be a testament to showing everybody that it doesn't take much to become famous.
This year, I got serious about
It's
my
gotta be a
taxes.
dipshit like
I'm
these
a
other
labor tax
dipshits.
expert because I had 2 full-time jobs, lawyering and you.
To become famous. Like some of the top streamers are literally just women with their clothes off, literally in various, roundabout ways, essentially, all these hot tub streamers, and they pretty much get similar viewership, dude. Like it's not something special you're doing, and I feel like he's finally realizing that he's not hot shit, and that's kind of, breaking down his whole like persona or something that, oh my god, I'm better than everybody, and then he just continues whining here. I'm done, guys. I hate this job. I'm not streaming today. And that was the one day that the world actually had peace. Angels started to sing. Dead people came back to life. In fact, my dead great-great-grandmother just resurrected and was like, wait, Hassan's gone? I can come back? Yeah, let's go, baby. All inquiries around the world was cured, bro. That was a special day for sure. And then this last part, I'm going to neck myself. The son, when he doesn't make $6 bajillion a day, I'm going to jump off a bridge, guys. Listen, no joking. If this is like somewhat serious or whatever, dude, you should not let streaming affect your mental so much to the point where you're actually saying stuff like this. You're literally a multi-millionaire. It's such a loser thing to actually be sad about any of this and actually be mad about getting only 13,000 viewers here. Like, you can be a little upset over it or whatever, but this sort of meltdown you're having here, it's just not healthy, man. You need to get off the internet. You need to go touch some grass. You need to realize that your viewership doesn't define you. This kind of reaction is only from somebody who places their entire worth on their viewership, and they think that if the viewership goes down, they're not worth anything, which probably is true in the case of Hassan over here. But let's pretend it's not for a second. And Hassan writers was always going to be in the comment section. Well, actually, it's joking. Well, actually. it's satire. It's actually gigabrain satire here. Dude, he's complained about this for several months to years, and now it clearly affects him so much that he literally decides not to stream some days, and he gets so angry over it. And like, it's always this young the Schrodinger's idiot. You say something completely idiotic, and then when called out, I was just joking, guys. I didn't actually mean it that way. Same thing with the streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. Well, I didn't mean it that way. I was actually just talking about this. Like, no, you said what you said. People have no sympathy. Bro thinks silently watching YouTube videos for 6 hours while somehow eating chicken and rice the entire time is banger content. Hassan said, Wallahi, I'm finished. Hassan always seems to blame everyone but himself. That's pretty much a requirement in his sphere. He's not a serious streamer now. Nothing to give except throwing random racist accusations. Not even at the share half of the time. He made this up to fight Sam Hyde earlier. Live Hassan reaction. Like classic. Good. It couldn't happen to a more deserving person. It's an election year, so it'll probably be alright. But the fact that he's incapable of taking a step back and realizing how his viewership is still high, how he's set for life, how he has a solid run as one of the most watched streamers ever, like he's just incapable of sourcing happiness from those factors is just so wonderful. He is, to his core, not a good person, and for the longest time, his sheer popularity and viewership would outweigh that in any drama he found himself in. But his dishonest, reckless, and egregious coverage of all these issues, people have just plucked out into his true nature and moved on. Good riddance. Yeah, Willie Mac Show has made a bunch of videos just exposing him, so if you're interested in all that, go ahead and even the most like devout Hassan fan would probably be converted. Hassan downfall is just so big. Dude, the amount of people just preying on this guy's downfall genuinely like restores faith in humanity for me, okay? When Hassan actually follows through and never streams again, can't believe. Dude, oh my god, this is too funny. Bro said he's gonna neck himself over views. Listen, all I can think is that is a desperate cry for attention over there. It's kind of like, oh, my viewership is falling. Please look at me, guys. Look at me. I'm gonna neck myself. Like, so here are Hassan's statistics of your declining viewership and subs. Oof, and this February 2024 with 50k subs, and now it's almost.
Shut the fuck up.
20th Century Studios presents
16,000.
another occurrence of earth-shaking importance.
I'm not really trying to do it for a job. Shut the fuck up.
Now it's almost halved over here. Tier 1s have dropped, tier 2s, basically everything's dropped. Oh, you got 3 extra tier 3 subs over here. God damn, that's impressive. No, but basically he went from earning $6 bajillion to $5 bajillion. Like, it's not a big deal at all. The only people that whine about this are extremely privileged losers such as himself who genuinely think that this is harder than like a genuine like 9 to 5 job here. I don't know, man. It's just in such bad taste. Probably at least once in your life, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what your community has actually given you the opportunity to connect with people, to live your life on such ultra omega easy mode where you just get up in the morning, you have no stress, you don't even have to stream that day if you don't want to. You can just disappear for a month and you'll be completely fine. Basically what's happening here is that you yourself are choosing to stream, you're burning yourself out with all these numbers, getting obsessed over it, and I can understand a lot of creators are obsessed over the numbers. It's a very hard thing to distance yourself from, but crying about it, especially being in the position you are with the takes you've had previously, is just not a good look. A 45% decrease in a month, depressing. Okay, so if your viewership halved in a day, I mean, bro, it's the internet. Shit happens, dude. Goddamn, get over it. Mitch over here used to be sucked up his son, used to consider myself a liberal, was interested, especially with his coverage of situations. Yeah. Dude, if you trust his opinion on absolutely everything, like, the amount of times I've seen him completely misrepresent the situation to push an agenda is crazy. This guy only thinks in binary. There is no nuance. It's all this political hack. It is pathetic, man. And I know why he's so miserable and depressed, because there's nobody on that sort of side of like people who are hyper obsessed with race, people who are hyper obsessed with dividing, America, being grifters, liars, dividing people by race. There's nobody in that sphere who's ever going to be happy. Okay, even you can give him $1 bajillion and infinite, like everything he ever ever wanted, he's still gonna be miserable because at the core, he's just a rotten human being, man. And you need to take an intervention, man. You need to calm down, sit down, and reevaluate your beliefs, reevaluate what type of person you're being, and
Man, shut the fuck
God
up.
forbid there's an afterlife,
You're
man.
getting
You
like
will
fucking
not be having a good time. So I don't know.
16,000
Maybe it's time to
views
atone for your sins over here, buddy.
Just shut the fuck up.
I think the streams are bangers, but people just don't see them. We used to be a community.
So here's Destiny talking about why Hassan fell off.
He's allowed to bring them on or whatever, but I don't think he's converting a lot of that person's fans to his stream because those people don't even stream viewers. And then he doesn't have like communities anymore that he can associate with because it seems like he doesn't collab with other big streamer communities much anymore. And then he lost his connection to Ethan, which was the largest community he could draw people from. So that's one part, is the unwillingness to collaborate with other communities. I think is now hurting him a lot. I think the second thing is I think that he grew up really huge on a certain like political mindset, which is basically like this kind of weird far left doomerism, tanky bullshit. And as that has risen quickly online over the past 3 or 4 years, he grew alongside it. But now as it started to slide, especially in response to crazy takes that far left people have been giving, especially in regards to like Palestine, Israel, especially in regards to like Taiwan and China, as that becomes less popular, Hassan's popularity is going to slide with that because he has carved out his own unique like fan base.
Yeah, I mean, definitely has a point there. Hassan has gotten really freaking extreme that it's very hard for the average, normal person with a little bit of common sense to agree with him on absolutely anything just because he's so like, divided, so split, and he's just like, he wants to make everybody else the enemy. It's always us against them. And it's just depressing. This is hard to like a person who's always angry and always like, I don't know, out to get people.
Here at Papa John's, we know our stuff. So try our garlic epic stuffed crust pizza. Made with our iconic garlic sauce flavor. Mixed with cheese and hand stuffed into that Papa John's original dough. No one does the best like Papa John's.
Get back to the fucking video. Care about your fucking bed.
I don't know, out to get people over here. So, shout out to Sensitive Society for making me check Hassan's Reddit over here. One of his fans actually made a post. I wish Hassan would stop stressing over his viewer count. I'm writing this because of the message he sent in his Discord today that he was disappointed and had low viewership. Those messages ended up on Twitter, Reddit, absolutely disgusting viral tweets dunking on him for that. This is not the first time he's complaining about that, which is so annoying to me. Not gonna lie, it's a big turnoff when streamers complain about viewership. Just build strong relationships with who you have here and stop stressing about who's not. Yeah, just love me. Why do you need more than me, guys? He needs to stop doing this and come to terms with the fact that viewers watch him mainly for political coverage and don't like IRL and gaming content. Even back then, he averaged 30K plus. He always had way less viewers when he did IRL gaming. There's nothing new. It is what it is. Like, be thankful that thousands of people are still willing to watch you when you're doing fun content. Yeah, the thing is, I would actually have no problem with Hassan if he stuck to, I don't know, this type of fun content. I've seen a couple clips of him, like, playing Among Us with other people, playing these party games with other people. That's fun. Like, if he's playing Monopoly with somebody or whatever, I like that content, okay? But, when he starts getting political, when he starts getting so hateful towards other people, it's just a miserable existence, and I can't support that. Also, he always has less viewers when he's traveling. It's mostly a time zone thing. That is copium, man. It's too late for people in the U.S. All right, IRL Street, you can expect people to watch you. Well, it's worse for European Hasanabi heads. Is that what he calls his fan base? Hasanabi heads? Oh boy. Maybe he's changed it to the lobotomites. Really hope this is the last time I see him complaining about this. This stress. Sure to alienate his fan base. Guys, just remember, if you ever feel bad about yourself, just remember that thousands of people actually watch and take Hassan seriously and respect his opinion. That should already give you enough confidence to take on the world, okay? 133K members in a Hassan subreddit. This is, wow, dude, that's a bunch of failures right there, dude. Anyways, Hassan, keep crying, bro. It's crazy. This guy's a decade older than me, by the way, and crying over internet views. I cannot imagine. At that point, have a family and settle down, buddy. Jesus. Anyways, that's it, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
about time for me to hit the towel. So, probably turn the water off. So, Henry's in the live, so. Shit. Oh, yeah. Getting doctor for that. Good shot. Yeah, I like myself for good. Pumpkin myself for good money. 480. Oh, motherfucker. One iron, one gold. Fine. So, watch. Oh, anyway. Thanks everybody that came.